Assalamu alaikum. I'm doing this video right now to talk to my Muslim brothers and sisters who are currently leading the various Muslim states of the world. I want to start this video with one sentence. Do not trust Biden. I repeat, do not trust Biden. No matter how much he promises you that he's working for a two-state solution, no matter how much Biden promises that the US forces and the US warships and the nuke-carrying sub is only there for escalation management to prevent a global World War III from happening, no matter how much Biden administration promises you that it is interested in humanitarian relief of the people of Gaza, no matter how much Biden is promising you that US is not going to allow Israel to occupy Gaza in the aftermath of this war, no matter how much Biden is promising you that Biden is interested in letting the Palestinian people govern Gaza in the aftermath of this war, kindly, please, I request you, I humbly request you as your sister, to not trust Biden. He is lying. He's a liar. Period. This is a conspiracy being waged against not just the Palestinian people, but the rest of the Middle East and the rest of the Muslim nations as well. This is an attempt by the Biden administration to create the Greater Israel Union plan, unless proven otherwise. When was Libya invaded? During the time of Obama. When was Syria invaded? During the time of Obama. When was the Yemen war started? During the time of Obama. So don't tell me that Biden is the superhero over here who's trying to save lives of the people of Palestine and trying to de-escalate the situation, trying to work for the humanitarian cause, trying to save the people of Palestine. There are 2,000 American super commandos on the ground in Gaza today as I speak these words, and not a single soldier, American soldier, has volunteered to save the lives of those 39 babies in the incubators who lost the incubators because of lack of oxygen, because Israeli regime bombed the oxygen producing apparatus of Al-Shifa hospital. What are those 2,000 US Marines doing in Gaza today? Are they saving the lives of the people of Palestine? Are they trying to prevent the carnage, the so-called collateral damage? No. They are supporting, escalating, empowering, arming every second the war crimes, the atrocities, the human rights violations, the Geneva Conventions violations of the Israeli forces. Why, if US is interested in peace, if Biden is interested in de-escalation, or if Biden is interested in decreasing or removing the loss of innocent lives, what are those 2,000 US Marines doing in Gaza right now with their boots on the ground as the so-called peacekeepers? They are not keeping peace, because we are seeing with our own eyes that 39 babies who should have been evacuated in time and their lives should have been saved were not saved. We are seeing the entire ICU of Al-Shifa hospital lose its lives because those US Marines were not doing anything about it. So don't you tell me that Biden is not in this war. Biden is just sitting on the side and Israel is not listening to it. No. Biden started this war in the name of an unholy crusade to appease its investors sitting in the KKK bloc of the US. And now, when the carnage has exploded in Gaza, the humanitarian carnage has exploded in Gaza, and he's been shamed by every American, whether that American is Jew, whether that American is Muslim, whether that American is Christian, whether that American is atheist or Buddhist. He's trying to save his face by saying he's out there for peace. And he's trying to give you lollipops, all of you, lollipops, with his lies, with his beautiful lollipops, with a beautiful future, a peaceful future, where Palestine will have its own state, coexisting with Israel. Let me be very clear with you. When the Iraq-Iran war happened, we were given these promises. The Muslim world was given these promises. When the Afghanistan invasion happened, we were given these promises. A peaceful Middle East. When the Syrian crisis was aggravated, we were given this promise. A peaceful Middle East. Obama actually got the Nobel Prize over this. Libya got invaded. Oh, we're trying to control things, that things don't go out of, this. They are lying. They're liars. This is a conspiracy. The Kuwait war with Iraq. Who instigated it? Who supported it? Who was arming both sides? Iran-Iraq war. Who was arming both sides? Afghanistan. Who was arming both sides? Syria. Who's arming both sides? Libya. Again, who's arming both sides? Yemen. Who's arming both sides? Please, kindly, open up your eyes, wake up. 1 million Iraqi was callously butchered. Civilians, nothing to do with terrorism. Simple mothers, fathers, children, killed in the name of weapons of mass destruction. Right now, 12,000 civilians of Gaza killed in the name of Hamas. You guys don't trust Biden. He's a liar. He lied before Iraq invasion. He supported every invasion in a Muslim country that has been committed by the US and its allies in the last few decades. He's endorsed it. He's supported it. He's empowered it at the cost of lives of innocent Muslims. And then what I said in my previous video that I just did today, that was directed to one of the activists who's actually supporting Palestinians, but I just wanted to clarify some of his beliefs that he's trying to push forwards. This is not something that is just directed at Hamas. They want their greater Israel plan completed. Everything has been engineered, everything has been programmed, everything has been planned, written up 50 years ago. Kindly do not trust Biden. Do not trust him. He is not reliable. He is not your friend. He's a crusader, period. He's not your friend. He will never be your friend. He's responsible for the war crimes in Syria. He's responsible for the war crimes in Libya, in Afghanistan, for the drone attacks in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, North Waziristan, that killed innocent children. The entire Kunduz hospital, there was a school that was bombed during his time. There was a hospital that got bombed during his time. MSF Center was bombed by the Biden administration as the VP during Obama's time. You want to trust this guy? And then the most interesting thing that the American politicians are always saying in their bid to pacify the Muslim nations, the most interesting thing that they say is that they want peace and they are very sincere and they want diplomatic relations with everybody and they want prosperity and they want stabilization. The key word is stabilization of the Middle East. For the last 2.5 decades, actually I would say 4 or 5 decades, we've been hearing this, that they want stabilization and peace in the Middle East and beyond. But what happens is that Syria gets invaded, Libya gets invaded, Iraq gets invaded, Afghanistan gets invaded, Pakistan tried their level best to break it up into as many pieces as possible. Thank God, we love our army. Pakistan army is one of the best in the world. They defeated their plans, alhamdulillah. But having said that, the attempt was made fiercely, violently. And it's still ongoing all around us in Pakistan. The proxy war is going on still at its maximum. So, are you going to trust Biden when he says, oh, this is just between Israel and Hamas? US has nothing to do with it. US is just there to keep peace. US is just there for stabilization. US is just there to keep things okay and wants to have good, peaceful relationships with Lebanon, with Jordan, with Oman, Qatar, because they want to save their military assets in these countries. They don't want their military assets to be removed because they know the people are getting angry and there's only as much the heads of the states can do to protect the lives of the American people who are sitting in these Arab nations and other Muslim countries. So this is the lie that they produce, that US is not involved. Oh, we are backing out. No, we didn't want this. This is not us. They very much wanted this. And they want more. They want occupation rights in Gaza too. They want Nakba too. They want everybody removed to live in the Sinai desert out of Gaza so that Nakba 2 can be achieved. And Biden can be hailed as a conqueror of Gaza so that he can be given enough money to buy the next election in US. He's lying. Don't listen to him. He's deceiving you. He wants to pacify you. He wants to pacify Iran. He wants to pacify Turkey. He wants to pacify Pakistan. He wants to pacify Saudi Arabia. He wants to pacify the Gulf Cooperation Council because he does not want the oil to be stopped. That's currently fueling the Ukrainian crisis, that is fueling even right now this Gaza crisis. He does not want the oil to be stopped. He does not want the petrodollars to be stopped. The Moody just gave a negative outlook to the US economy. Economy is going pretty much down, tanking down under the Biden administration. And Biden is desperate. He does not want you to drop his dollars, because if you drop his dollars, that's going to be the end of the economy of US. So he does not want you to retaliate either diplomatically or militarily. But he wants to continue to escalate violence against innocent civilians in Gaza, as we have seen in the last 48 hours. Hospitals are getting bombed. Babies are getting out of incubators. Oxygen apparatus gets bombed. There are boots on the ground of the American soldiers who are doing nothing to prevent that, to stop that. Come on, 2,000 of the smartest American soldiers sitting in Gaza right now with the IDF under the Biden administration cannot stop one hospital from going totally non-operational. 20 out of 36. 20 out of 36 hospitals so far have been documented to become totally non-operational. And the US boots on the grounds have not been able to do anything about it. Give me a break. Give me a break. Come on, give me a break. You want peace? No, you do not want peace. You want another Iraq. You want another Syria. You want another Afghanistan. You want another Libya. You want another Yemen in Gaza. And you are trying to pacify every Arab leader, every Muslim leader with lollipops that you're in it for stabilization. We have seen what came out of the stabilization of Iraq. We have seen what came out of the stabilization of Afghanistan. We have seen what has come out of the stabilization of Syria, Yemen, Libya. There's been a mushrooming of terrorist factions like ISIS, like Al-Qaeda, like TTP, that have been bombing every Muslim here and there. Mosques getting bombed, Muslims getting bombed, all on the paychecks of CIA, Mossad, RAW. Seriously? You're going to sell us peace now? Please do not trust Biden. He is not your friend. He's your enemy. This guy should be prosecuted in the United Nations Security Council as a war criminal who has committed atrocities against the innocent people of Palestine today, who has deliberately killed 100 UNRWA workers, who has deliberately killed and bombed 60 hostages who would have been alive if he had listened to reason and rationale. 12,000 innocent civilians would have been living today if Biden had acted responsibly, if Biden had cared for peace, if Biden wanted stabilization, stability in the Middle East. But he doesn't want that. This was never his intention. Kindly do not listen to Biden. I repeat, he is not your friend. He wants to put lollipops in your mouth and shut you up like this. And does not want you to do anything other than just talk. And talking never helps. Discussing things never helps, as we have seen in the last many decades. Biden does not want you to generate a retaliatory response to Israeli aggression in Gaza, period. Biden does not want you to support the activities of Hamas that is trying to protect the lives of the civilians of Gaza in the name of their freedom to exert their right of self-determination, their right of self-defense against the Israelis' aggression, atrocities, war crimes, and human rights violations. Kindly, I repeat, my dear brothers and sisters, I humbly request you, do not take lollipops from Blinken, do not take lollipops from Biden. This is bad. This is going to get really bad. They are trying to achieve their Greater Israel plan, and the Greater Israeli map includes Saudi Arabia, includes Iraq, includes Syria, includes Yemen, includes Oman, includes Kuwait, includes Qatar, includes UAE, Abu Dhabi, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, even parts of Turkey. We are all in this together. whether we like it or not. We don't want a war. Yes, we do not want a war. We have so many worms on our plates to handle right now. But the war has been thrust into and shoved down our throats right now by the Biden administration. And taking their lollipops is not going to save our lives. We have tried, I think we have unturned every stone that we could have diplomatically. But like I said before, mercy and compassion is something the Biden administration is unable to understand. It's a novel concept for them because they didn't show any of that when Iraq was invaded, when Syria was invaded, when Libya was invaded, when Yemen got invaded to serve their interests, when Iraq-Iran war was escalated to serve their interests, when Kuwait-Iraq war was escalated to serve their interests, when Pakistan got droned, when the kids in Pakistan's northern areas got droned to death for their interests, when Afghanistan got ruined, decimated, carpet bombed by them to serve their interests. I mean, do you think they are in this for peace and stabilization? They want stability. They want a prosperous Lebanon. They want a prosperous Iran. They want a prosperous Pakistan, Turkey, Afghanistan. No. They have a map. They have been given an agenda over the last 50 years and they're just trying to complete their agenda. And they are shoving this lollipop down your throats again and again and again and again so that you do not react. Because if you reacted and you united to react, then their plans could be foiled. So kindly, do not trust Biden. He is not your friend. And kindly, do not listen to the lies that Antony Blinken is telling you. This is not a war between Israel and Hamas. This is a war between US, France, Germany, Italy, UK, European Union, and all the Muslims of the world and all the Muslim nations of the world, unless proven otherwise. Invasion of Gaza is just a phase in the completion of Greater Israel plan that is supposed to extend all the way to Pakistan. And this is not a conspiracy theory. You can look it up. It has been written up. It's been discussed about. It has not been put in the closet despite all the setbacks. Biden wants to achieve his goals, that he can achieve some expansion into Gaza as a certified territory of Israel by the end of his tenure, so that he can sell that to his KKK rich, fat, wealthy ATM banks. I'm not here to degrade you or demonize you or make you feel upset. You are good people. The Iranian regime, the Gulf nations, kings, monarchs, you're all well respected by me as your sister. And Erdogan, I respect him as well. The Egyptian head, in spite of all his shortcomings, I respect him as well. The Afghan regime, you're all my brothers. All of you are my brothers. And I'm not here to demonize you. I'm not here to degrade you or demean you or doubt over your intentions. I know you all have good intentions. And I respect you for your good intentions because you're all good people. You're all good leaders. In spite of all that overall rumor that oh, the Muslim leadership is like this and that, and you're good people, okay? Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he's a good person. In spite of all the negativity that's been spread out there, Ibrahim Raisi, he's a good man. King Abdullah, awesome person. Said no to Biden, tell him to stay away from Jordan. Told him, you are not welcome in Jordan. Amazing. Oman head, Kuwait head, Qatar, Zabardast. What a leadership. Awesome. He's totally defeated the narrative of Israel globally with just one news outlet. And then we've seen TRT follow suit, and we've seen Press TVs follow suit, but he's a pioneer and amazing work. So all of UAE always trying to mediate peace and trying to do it in their own way, always inclusive of everybody, lots of tolerance. You're a good people, good leader. He's very good to his people. You go to Dubai, you talk to people, and they'll tell you how much they love him. So Abu Dhabi, all of you, you're good leaders. You're taking good care of your countries. Libya, post-crisis, trying their best. Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei. I'm sorry if I leave any one of you out. Somalia, Sudan. You're fighting your own wars, trying to survive against all odds, but you still are good Muslims, you're good leaders, trying to do what's the best for your countries. Pakistan, General Asim Munir, trying his level best with great achievement so far. Kakar, the acting Prime Minister, trying his level best. He's in the middle of all of this, and he's trying his best, whatever he can. Everybody's trying. Whatever he or she can do. Bangladesh has a female president, prime minister. I mean, we're all trying, right? Everybody's trying. So, having said that, please do not take any lies of the Biden administration. Please continue to do what you're doing, okay? I know you're trying to stop this. So do not give up and do not trust Biden. He is not with us. He's against us, and he's abusing the US Army, the US military, the US bureaucracy, the US ruling regime for his own personal interests. This is why there is a mutiny. As I say these words, there is a mutiny happening within the United States of America, within its bureaucracy, within the White House, within the State Department, within the US military, because of what Biden is doing. Even the American people and the American scholars and the American universities and the American top policy makers are not with Biden. So do not feel compelled to appease Biden just because he is the US president. You have absolutely no obligation to do that. You should not feel the pressure to do that. Allah created you free. No one has the right to enslave you, because your Lord, your Creator, Allah, created you free. When you were born, you were a free person, and you still are. Biden has no right to try to control you, to try to enslave you, to try to dictate to you. He is a war criminal. He should be prosecuted in the United Nations Security Council for his war crimes, for a genocide he's committed knowingly in Gaza in the last 37 days. For the first time in the history of US, their first president will be prosecuted, must be prosecuted in the United Nations Security Council. Biden must be prosecuted, must be put on trial in the United Nations Security Council by not just the American people, but by the rest of the world as well. Because he is not conceding to a ceasefire. He's funneling weapons, warships, nuke-carrying subs, 2,000 US best commandos. Are you kidding me? They're dogs eating the dead bodies of children on the streets of Gaza, and you're telling me that the US soldiers on the ground are there to keep peace? You think that you can deploy the best commandos of the US Army in Gaza and they do not have the power to stop the dogs from eating the dead bodies of the innocent children? If they are not stopping these war crimes from happening, if they are not stopping these atrocities from happening, if they are not stopping these 20 hospitals from getting non-operational, don't tell me that they are not part of this apartheid, because they are very much part of this apartheid. US is very much part of this apartheid, thanks to the Biden administration. And every time there's an apartheid, like the South African apartheid, the call for justice asks for petitioning the war criminals. And Biden must be petitioned for what he has committed in the last 37 days against the people of Gaza. He could have stopped it on day one. He did not, because he did not want to, because he wanted to make some people happy. He wanted to get a pat on his back from them in the coming elections. So if I were here working for justice for the people of Palestine, I would not even allow Biden to contest in the upcoming elections. And the best way to do that is by prosecuting him for the war crimes that he's committed in the last 37 days. He did all of it to become the next president of the United States. So let's make sure he does not become the next president of the United States. Allah Hafiz.